Hello you guys. Remember a while back I promised you that once I found the regression video I would show it to you? Okay, I haven't been able to get it onto DVD. I only just found it today. Here it is. This is what I promised you. It was recorded in 1994. You can't see it there, can you? Hold on. Oh, it's backwards. Anyway, it was recorded in 1994, and it was done by Tony Dobbs, who was the interviewer at the time, and he wrote that in. Again, you can't see it very well because it's mirrored. I'll change that around, but you can see it's all the details on there. But I was living in San Antonio at the time. I was married to my second husband when this was done. Just got to go over it again to find that segment. But what I'll do, I'll record it off the telly the bit telling you about, and I'll put it into a clip. So you guys can see. It won't be good quality, obviously, and I don't know what it's going to take. A recording of recording, as you know, doesn't always come out that brilliant. But you'll be able to see that I was in fact regressed. It was in 1994, and I was born in '63, so I was hold on, I was in my early 30s, I think. I was 31 when that happened, when I had that done. It was a bit when I went up to Yorkshire to have it done. I was really, really nervous because I didn't know. I'd never been hypnotized before, not like that, and it wasn't just like it wasn't just like because the only other time I had to be hypnotized was for a medical reason. But this particular time, I didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't really sure what was going to come out. And as a matter of fact, I do recall there were some things that I couldn't, although I wanted to say, I just couldn't get out. But the thing about the plane, I can't remember if I mentioned planes or plane. Well, going into the building, and that when I played it back, because I said to my husband and a friend of ours, I said, because 9/11 was just so familiar to me. I even was able to tell about second plane before it even happened, because to me 9/11 was just recording. And I guess it's because I carried it around with me for so long that when it happened for real, it was just like watching tape recording. Anyway, I got out the video and put it into the tape player. I went through it, and there it was. And then my husband showed it to a friend of his, and that got shown to a reporter for one of the national newspapers. Story was written up, and it got a D notice on it. In case you don't know what a D notice is, that means that the Prime Minister and those higher up don't want it to get into public domain. So the story got a D notice, which I told the reporter, I said I didn't expect otherwise. And let me put it this way, the reporter was even shocked himself, because the recording, like I said, was in 94, and we know 9/11 was in 2001. And the reporter, he just kind of looked at the video. It's hard to describe his look. He was desperate to get it in print anyway, And, you know, I told him, I said, well, because I was a bit reluctant to do the story on it anyway. It was a friend of ours and my husband suggested it'd be a good idea. And I said, well, no, I don't really want to, but then the reporter saw it, and he said, well, yeah, he said, because you've got it on tape. It's on tape, it's recorded. You know, people can say they saw it before it happened, but you actually got it recorded. You actually stated it in the recording. It is evidence that you did know about 9/11 well in advance, and you was able to describe the events under hypnosis. And the thing is, I knew Clinton and Thatcher were going to play roles during that time. This is the night before, and sure enough, they did. It was really bizarre, because I couldn't figure out, when I watched the video, I couldn't figure out how I knew, you know, how I came to know so much about events that would take place years later. And the thing is, when the regression was done in '94, the information was apparently given to me when I was 12 years old. Now, ask yourself, how does a 12-year-old know about events that don't take place until 2001? And 1994, I was able to document it, have it documented. And during that time, I was missing for like almost 3 hours, or it was 3 hours, I think it was 3 hours and a little bit more, but it was like 6:30, and I got in between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. So, that's how long they had me. But I can't help wondering, because see, I recognized the towers and everything, but I didn't recognize the landmark because I didn't see the Statue of Liberty. So I knew it was either New York or Hong Kong. That much I did know, but I didn't know which one. It was like, so obviously I'm wondering if they took me to the New York before the event and at the time of the event, because they showed it on the screen, you see. There was a big screen. And now I'm beginning to wonder if I was actually seeing it as it actually happened years later. So I'm of the opinion time travel is possible and is probable, and that there are other dimensions, and that because there obviously has to be some form of time travel, because when I got back to the house, I thought only 5 minutes had elapsed, unaware that 3 hours and maybe a little bit more had passed. So you know, when I saw that UFO next to the Twin Towers with that woman in the helicopter, and then there was documentation of the UFO being there at the scene of the event, I can't help getting the feeling I was on board those crafts. I mean, it sounds bizarre, but you explain it to me. You tell me, how did I know at 12 years old something that happened when and I even said how old I was going to be when it happened. I said I was going to be in my late 30s. Tell me, how did I know all that at 12 years old in the 1970s, and it didn't get documented to 1994? You tell me. Now, was it time travel? How was the information given to me? Did I see it in the future? Was I there in the future? You judge for yourself and tell me what you think. But I got the proof here. The proof is here. When I can find a way to get it cleaned up and that, you will see it for yourself.